Hi everyone, good evening, and finally the exam season seems to be over now. So JIPMAT was held today 3 to 5 p.m. and with that we come to a closure of almost every entrances as far as BBA or the 5-year integrated programs are concerned for the year 2022. Now it's time to wait for the results. Hopefully, IIM Rohtak will be coming out very time soon. And we expect the IIM Indore coming out later this week or maybe around weekend or early next week, actually. So, with that, we come to an end of the examination season. I would say today you guys must be feeling exhausted. Some of you appeared for both the exams. You gave Symbiosis entrance test in the afternoon, and after that, later in the evening, you were giving your JIPMAT examination. So, without taking much time, let me take you through directly through the analysis of today's paper. So, we got feedback from a lot of students. We spoke to them. We took their feedback. It seems JIPMAT 2022 is no different from what happened in the very first year, which was 2021. So it was last year only when JIPMAT was conducted for the first time when the two IIMs, Jammu and Bodh Gaya, started their IPM program. The good part is these two colleges are having a single entrance and you do not need to apply separately for both the campuses. So if you apply to JIPMAT, you are considered based on your performance for both the institutions, IIM Jammu and IIM Bodh Gaya. This year, the good news also includes IIM Bodh Gaya increasing its intake and making it double actually. So a total of 120 students would be selected this year instead of the 60 which was there in the first year. So that's a great news actually. And IIM Bodh Gaya will also be not looking at your past academic records. So admissions to IIM Bodh Gaya will be completely on the JIPMAT performance. They'll be not looking or giving any weightage to class 10th or class 12 score, whereas IIM Jammu continues with its admission process, which includes 70% weightage being given to the JIPMAT score, and 15% each to class 10th and class 12th performance. So your performance in class 10th and class 12th will come very handy as far as IIM Jammu is concerned. For the female students, IIM Jammu gives 10% weightage. That's the advantage you have because there are 10 seats reserved, supernumerary seats reserved for the female students as well. No personal interviews, complete the entire admission based on your performance in the JIPMAT score. In case of Jammu, it also includes your academic record. In case of Bodh Gaya, completely dependent on your performance in the examination itself, which got concluded today. Yeah, it's 60%, but 10% is basically the advantage being given to the students to the female students. That's the case. Okay, so let's go ahead look at each of these sections. Very much on the expected lines, in fact. And like the paper, if you have gone through the feedback of 2021 and if you've seen the analysis of 2021, it's very much like that. Focus completely on arithmetic. नंबर सिस्टम से भी क्वेश्चंस आए हैं, एचसीएफ के क्वेश्चंस थे, रिमाइंडर्स के क्वेश्चंस भी थे, लास्ट ईयर भी थे इनफैक्ट इफ यू लुक एट द पेपर नंबर सिस्टम के क्वेश्चंस वहां भी आए थे, कपल ऑफ क्वेश्चंस ट्रिग्नोमेट्री और ज्योमेट्री के भी रहे. ओवरऑल देखा जाए तो इजी टू मॉडरेट जो फीडबैक रहा है स्टूडेंट्स का, दैट इज अराउंड इजी टू मॉडरेट आई वुड से. मैथमेटिक्स एनीवेज पीपल फील the section always to be tougher actually. So attempt of 27 28 can definitely be considered good in this particular section. See, you have to understand from this perspective that this paper had enough time. So you had to attempt 100 questions in 150 minutes. I don't think that everybody would have taken. So if you have gone at your own sweet speed and if you have practiced well, then this is a possibility. Couple of questions seems to be wrong in quant and logical reasoning, both sections, but that happened last year as well. We will wait for the correction window. Let them come out with the paper. Hopefully tomorrow or day after tomorrow, they should be coming out with the paper and they will open the objection window. If there is any objections to be raised, if whatever questions would be wrong, we will also come out with our own solutions once the paper is released, and we'll help you file the objection. We'll provide you which questions, information about which questions seems to be wrong, and with the correct explanation why you can object to that particular question. So it will completely depend on the JIPMAT authorities, which is NTA in this case, whether to accept the objection or not. If they feel it is acceptable, most probably they will remove the questions. That is the most likely scenario. But yes, it happened last year as well. There were at least 5 questions which were wrong, and this time it also seems that if you look at the 2 sections, there are at least 5 questions which seem to be wrong actually at this point of time. Of course, that's the feedback from most of the students. तो होगा ही, गलत तो होना ही चाहिए, ये लग रहा है आज के डेट में. डेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन और लॉजिकल रीजनिंग सेक्शन की बात करें, 2 पाई चार्ट्स थे, 8 क्वेश्चंस इन टोटल. Thankfully, they have justified the name of the section, because if you look at the last year, there was just one set with 2 questions actually, but this time we had 2 sets, 8 questions in total. Again, as expected, focus on analytical reasoning. Most of the entrances, if you look at this segment, BBA, IPM, mostly the focus always remains on analytical reasoning, series, coding, directions. डायरेक्शंस की बात करें, सिलोजिज्म, स्टेटमेंट कंक्लूजन से भी क्वेश्चन आए थे. ओवरऑल इजी सेक्शन था, बहुत डिफिकल्ट नहीं था. जैसा मैंने बताया, couple of questions seems to be incorrect if you look at the quant and this particular section, but still 27 28 can be considered good in this particular section as well. So overall कोई टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट नहीं था, you could have taken your own time. So 27-28 क्वेश्चन आराम से कर सकते थे if you had prepared well for this. Next one, the final section, verbal ability and reading comprehension. एक passage, 5 क्वेश्चन आए थे, which is expected. Last year short passages थे, but इस बार एक ठीक ठाक passage था, average length का passage था, और 5 क्वेश्चंस आए थे. Focus, grammar और vocabulary 2 साल से ये observe किया जा रहा है. So fill in the blanks is where you have the maximum number of questions. Last year also we had 8 questions over there. Synonyms, antonyms, active passive voice पे question, direct indirect speech पे question, सेंटेंस इंप्रूवमेंट, इडियम फ्रेज का शायद एक ही क्वेश्चन आया था. सो वेरी मच इट्स लाइक 2021 का जो पेपर था, बिल्कुल इसी लाइन पे था, एक्सेप्ट फॉर द फैक्ट दैट लास्ट ईयर द रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन पार्ट हैड ओनली 2 क्वेश्चंस, अदरवाइज seems to be very much similar to what came in 2021. Easy section, I think of all the 3, English is definitely one of the easiest sections this year as well, similar to last year. So attempt of 28-30, आराम से अगर किया होता तो भी आराम से 30 क्वेश्चंस कर सकते थे आउट ऑफ द 34 इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन. तो ओवरऑल अगर देखा जाए तो वन कुड हैव इजीली अटेम्प्टेड एनीवेयर अराउंड 85 83 to 88 क्वेश्चंस एक्चुअली. So I'm not saying one could have, even if one could have known about all this 34 or 33, because one had to be cautious enough, because there was a negative marking. +4 -1 is the scheme. If you talk about the total marks is about 400. So if you look at all this over here, what happened with the quant section, how you performed in the logical reasoning section, which included data interpretation, and the verbal ability section, if I talk about the cutoff, I think it seems very closer to what happened in 2021. So last year, if you look at the cutoffs were 282 for general category. I'm talking about 280 being because the number of seats have been increased, and preference would definitely go to the Indore, Rohtak, if you talk about. So it should be closer to that range only, roughly around 260 to 262 for the NC, OBC, and EWS candidate. And for the other reserve category candidates, SC, ST, and PWD, the cutoff is likely to be around 200 plus. Last year, 200 ही था exactly. It could go up to 205 and 265 in either of the cases. But that increase of seat will take care of the things as far as general category is concerned. So 280 to 85 का range होना चाहिए, both the institutions. I am Ahmedabad and I am Bodh Gaya and I am Jammu. Hopefully, let's see, touchwood, I am Ahmedabad starts in future. But 280 to 85 is the range where it should stick actually. So that is what the expected cutoff for this year is likely to be. I hope you guys have done well, and I'm sure you have done well actually in this paper. Now I would suggest sit, relax a little bit, because now the time for interviews will start. So maybe you just take 24 hours break for yourself. You have given in the last 3 weeks, you have been giving exams almost every weekend actually. So now it's time to take some to have some relaxation. Enjoy your day, next 24 hours enjoy karo. उसके बाद फिर पर्सनल इंटरव्यूज पे फोकस करो. When it comes to personal interviews for Indore or for Rohtak, expect questions based on academics. So it would be a great idea if you revise your class 12 syllabus as well, because they would have a couple of questions from the stream you have passed out your class 12th or you have given your board examination. So definitely couple of questions वहां से रहते हैं. इसके अलावा जनरल अवेयरनेस के क्वेश्चन होते हैं. व्हाट्स हैपनिंग अराउंड यू, आर यू अवेयर अबाउट दैट्स अबाउट व्हाट्स हैपनिंग अराउंड यू. More especially, they can even ask your viewpoint about social issues or political issues. Politically, बहुत सारे issues हैं इस समय बात करने को, so that could be the point. And of course, you will have those your information questions, basically about yourself, about strengths, weaknesses, about your hobbies. So enjoy, sit back, relax for 24 hours. After that, start working on your personal interviews. The results would be coming out back to back. Symbiosis is coming out. The scorecard would be released on 12th. Rohtak and Indore coming week, it is expected. Rohtak anytime soon, probably tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you can have the Rohtak results coming out. The interviews start next week. So hopefully they'll come out with the results in next 2 days, actually. So with that, come to an end of this year's entrance exam season. And I wish you all the best on behalf of the entire Career Launcher family. And I'm sure each one of you attending the session right now, and those who have missed it out for some reason, you will definitely come out with flying colors. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.